Hello, welcome to Verbling. Hi there. I'm teacher Oakley, and for the next hour, actually for the next couple of hours here on Verbling, we are going to deal with the topic of business decisions. In the first class in this hour, we're going to do a little role play. We're going to take on the take on positions in a company. We're going to play the parts of various management staff. And I'm going to actually provide you with your position as you enter the class. And then we will discuss a problem, a company issue, and you are going to try to argue your position or support your opinion and your goals for this decision in an interactive class. And so we'll be taking turns discussing this decision, sharing. So we'll be practicing, obviously, giving opinions, perhaps a little description, and a little more sophisticated business English. Of course, I will be providing feedback. If you stick around in the next hour, more of a general discussion for several different types of business decisions. We're going to start out with one problem and discussing it as if we were actually in a meeting of brilliant managers that we are, and try to figure out how we're going to handle an issue. Actually, I can tell you that our particular issue is going to be the ever tricky issue of company morale and burnout. Burnout, of course, is when people work very hard and they get exhausted emotionally, physically, mentally. And, when you're in bad need of a vacation or you've done the same job for 40 years, you may suffer burnout. This is usually used for business, and it's very difficult. Your morale tends to definitely slip in these cases. So we'll be discussing how to combat this this type of work burnout and lowering of company morale. I'm going to give you some information to work with, though. Excuse me. So you won't necessarily be making things up completely on your own. I'm going to provide you with information about your position, your job title, and what your general view is. Your job is simply to argue that view, support that view, present it, first of all, to the class, and then argue that point of view. Okay, excellent. My first management staff is aboard. Excellent. Feel free to jump in the class anytime, by the way. Doesn't really matter. I've got a number of positions I can assign you, and we'll talk to you. Nader, hello, hello.
Hi, Harit.
I'm good. Oh, yay. Your audio enabled.
Yeah, yes.
Terrific. Okay. Nice to hear your voice again.
Thank you. Nice to be here.
Okay. Nice to have you here. Okay. Molam, how are you?
Hello again, Oakley.
Hello
I'm
again.
fine.
Okay.
I'm doing fine. Yeah.
Great.
Great. How are
Okay.
you?
Well, I'm good. Except for one little problem. I'm the CEO of our little company here.
That's a big problem.
That's the thing about being the the teacher. I get to pick my position. I want to be the boss. Okay.
Yeah, that's the best part.
That's the best part. Yeah. Okay. Uh, okay. We're all got our own little ideas. Now here's our issue. I'm basically going to, since I'm going to be chairing the meeting anyway, I'm going to basically play the part of a boss. But we're kind of we're going to have a basic brainstorming type meeting. All right, that's kind of an open-ended meeting where we're going to present our ideas about how to combat the problem of company burnout and lowered morale in the company. Okay, maybe, well, let me share with you basically what my position is. All right, and then I'll talk to you about what you guys, where you guys are with this problem. Okay, I am the boss. I am pleased with my staff. I love you guys. But I have noticed signs of burnout. Okay, burnout. People are getting very tired and fed up. They've been working very hard. Okay, the daily grind over and over again. Now, which of course lowers company morale. I have therefore called you together for this meeting to decide how to alleviate stress among the employees. That's our focus. We need to find an effective but not too costly, of course, way of preventing stress-related illness. That's my concern. So I'm going to listen to your suggestions, and we are, as a group, collectively going to try to think of a solution. Now, Nate Hare, here you go. Here's your situation. You have been experiencing burnout. Okay. You secretly have decided to get out of the rat race. And you're planning to open an artist supply shop in your town. Okay. I don't know this, though. Okay, you want to persuade the boss to encourage employees to take up watercoloring and sketching because it's inexpensive and relaxing. And I suppose you'd like a contract to sell artist supplies to the company. Interesting concept. Molam, on the other hand, we've called the meeting, and your position is that your brother-in-law runs the only chauffeur service in town. You have your brother-in-law, you have a family connection who has a transportation service. You plan to suggest that we should arrange chauffeur-driven transport to and from work and to the airport for senior management. This, in your opinion, would reduce stress in traffic jams and aggressive driving, etc., etc. Okay. Now that's okay. Sorry about that. A little freezing there. That's just a little something for you to start with. Okay, gentlemen. We can improvise and we can go crazy and do anything we want. I just want to give you some ideas to begin with. Igor, what are you doing out there? Come in and don't be a hater. Come on in and join us. Okay, so hear you. Let's start our meeting. I've brought you here to discuss the problem of company burnout and low morale. We've had a number of some of our more higher level employees have come to me with the problem that they're getting burnout, and we've had a few resignations in the last month. I would like to discuss with you what can we do about raising company morale, lowering the stress level, and combating this issue. Nader, I'd like to start with you. Do you have any suggestions? No, he stands up and leaves the meeting. Woo!
That was just great.
That was great. Okay. That was great. That was awesome. Wow. Okay. Zhang, hello.
I
Hello.
guess he went to his shop.
I guess he was quitting much sooner than expected. Hi, Zhang. Welcome to the class. We're gonna have a little fun here.
Okay, yes.
Okay, we're playing the parts of we're in a company. We're management in a company, and we're gonna. Sorry. The problem with the company is there's a high level of stress and burnout in the company. We're losing employees, and we really need to do something about it. So we're going to discuss how to combat stress in the company.
Okay.
Okay. I'm just going to let you guys. Let's just go for it. Whatever we come up with. All right, John. Hang on a minute. Let me ask Mulham. Mulham, do you have any suggestions for this problem?
Yeah, actually, I have many suggestions. I think the main reason behind the burnout that is happening to everyone, and especially to our management staff, is because they are having the worst time ever. They are experiencing the worst time ever while when they are traveling. When they are traveling abroad or whenever they have a meeting, they need to use public transportation or they either need to use the public transportation or use their own cars, which is just hard, especially those days. There's a lot of traffic jams on the road, and after the latest maintenance in the bridge 59, all all the roads are enclosed. All the roads are closed down, and it's pretty hectic downtown. So I would suggest that we should first of all find a suitable contract with find a suitable subcontractor to help us alleviate this issue, this particular issue. I think we should find a subcontractor who's willing to provide us with sufficient transportation that has professionality and that works in a professional and punctual way, because our management staff and our employees deserves better than this.
Do they? Okay, that's an interesting idea. Okay, just now I'm gonna not be the boss, but be the teacher. Okay, those days. First I thought you meant these days, but you really did mean those days. There are traffic jams. Should be those days in which there are traffic jams. And then continue, and then the rest is fine. So we need to, this is actually an interesting structure. Those days in which there are traffic jams, we're kind of sticking, it's kind of a weird thing, in which there are. It's a strange construction for a relative clause, is what it is, because you're using in which instead of just which there are traffic jams. It's more correct to use in which. You're using almost a phrasal relative pronoun. Do you understand what I'm saying? Those days in which there are whatever.
Yeah, kind of. I think there's two structure, either to say these days which are, or can you just like write them down? I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm trying to do that. Yes, there are. We can simply say those days which are but then we need a verb. Okay, those days which are congested. That's hard to do. I mean, those days which are rainy. If we had an adjective, this would work fine. Those days which are congested on the highways. It's hard to do with this particular material. Traffic jams. Those days in which there are, and then nouns. Those days in which there are many birds. Those days in which there are, okay, in those days which have traffic jams. Oh, okay. So the in could be in front of those days, I suppose. In those days which have traffic jams. Okay, there we go. Now I'm thinking. So we can move around the in, those days in which there are. There's a couple alternate ways to do it.
Okay. Yeah, nice. So the structure that I used was those days. I didn't get the difference.
Yeah, you just said you actually used ellipsis. That's when you drop words, which we often do with relative pronouns, by the way. You simply said those days there are traffic jams. That's ellipsis. And this is actually very common. Instead of saying which or that, those days that there are traffic jams, you could use that as well, by the way. Should mention. You didn't say it at all. I just wanted to point it out, the whole thing with in which. This is a common structure that we do use.
Okay, got it. So I should add just in which, those days in which there are traffic jams all over the city, for example.
There you go. That's it. And then you said a word. You know what? I have to check. Is this actually a word? It is. Okay. Is it really
Which
a word?
one?
Yeah, professionality. It is a word. It's one of those words with a common suffix. I would say we need to find a company, a subcontractor that has professionality. Well, you're right. I was thinking of the word professionalism. Okay, but you're absolutely correct. It is a word, and we can use it. So, okay, no problem with that, actually. So, when we start playing around with suffixes, there's so many suffix endings to words that sometimes I'm used to using a different suffix ending for the word, and it sounds right, but I have to double check. So, anyway, you're good. Never mind. Okay, his idea is to hire a subcontractor to ferry around employees so they don't have to go through the stress of traffic jams and travel problems. Geez, what do you think of that, Nader?
What do you think about his suggestion?
What's that? I was asking, first of all, let's talk a little feedback about his idea of, then you can present an idea. Let's talk about his idea first. And get that
Yes,
out.
I like his idea, but the problem is that there may be a conflict of interests because his brother-in-law is the one who was chosen. So if it's an open bid,
right.
So if it's a competitive bidding, and it will be open for everyone, I have no problem. But if we have to give we have to have a contract with a specified person or a specified organization, I have a problem with that. So it depends.
Okay.
But the idea is okay for me.
Yes, well, as you know, when we looked at me being the boss, one of my concerns is cost and price. So I fully back the idea of putting that up for open bids. Tendering that contract for a subcontractor to provide transportation, because I want the best price. I want the lowest cost possible. Bottom line, that's my concern. So, okay, I'm with you. All right, interesting. I think Mulham pointed out that you blew his cover, which is an interesting English phrase. I like that. Okay, that was a secret. So you exposed his secret agenda. Okay, well, there's another interesting English phrase, a hidden agenda. Okay,
Hidden
so
motives.
yeah, hidden agenda, hidden motives. That's right. That's another one. Okay, very good. Okay, well, that seems reasonable. Jung, what do you think of the idea of hiring a transportation service for the company?
Transportation service like bus or subway.
Like what? I'm sorry.
Like bus or subway
Well,
transportation. Yes.
he was talking about limousines for the senior management.
Really?
Really, or maybe shuttle service, perhaps.
Okay.
It's a common type of employee transportation, at least that I'm familiar with. You may know of other types, but I'm familiar also with shuttle services where you have little small vans, like airport limousine, which are not really limousines. Okay. Anyway, what do you think of that idea? Remember, the
yes.
problem we're trying to combat here is stress in employees and employee burnout. Employees quitting due to burnout. Keep that in mind. Okay. What do you think?
For burnout problem, I think the transportation service is good because there is some kind of time should be ended. So yeah, the work done in time, so we can go to the home early or like that.
Okay. That could have been clearer. Okay. It was a little awkward how you said that. The time. Okay. That was a little awkward. I don't know how to fix that, to tell you the truth. Maybe using words like travel time or commute time.
Oh yes, right.
Okay, maybe that would help a little. Or simply commute. We can use commute, by the way, the travel time from work or school to home to work or school.
Yes.
And back again. We can say that is a commute. My commute is 45 minutes, for example, or I commute every day to work. Commute can be a verb or a noun, actually. Just want to point that out. Okay, so we're kind of all in favor. Yeah.
Can we say cut down expenses?
Absolutely, that's a very common phrase. Cut down expenses.
So, because if we are given traveling allowance or transportation allowance, this may cut down expenses.
Oh, on one end? All right.
Yeah.
Cut down expenses on one end, but raise expenses on another. All right. Cut down expenses. Good phrase. I need to introduce that one to my wife very, very soon.
Don't mention my name. She will
Yeah, right. Speaking of transportation services, yeah, and cutting down expenses, yeah, I need to have a chat with my wife about that. Okay. All right. Well, you seem to all think that this can be cost effective. Oh, more good business jargon. It looks like it could be cost effective. Now, I also want to point out Nader pointed out that he could cut down expenses if we have a travel allowance. This is something I had never heard of until I moved to. By the way, this does not really exist in the United States. We don't actually get money in a paycheck that is supposed to be relegated towards travel. I've never seen this before. You know, in the United States, you get your paycheck. This is your pay, and here's the 45 different taxes that are stealing your money, and that's it. But here in the Philippines, you get a pay stub, and here's your pay, here's your overtime pay, here's your nighttime pay. You have 3 or 4 different rates of pay, holiday pay, and then here are your allowances. Here in the Philippines, Nader, we have travel allowance, we have clothing allowance, every paycheck. Travel allowance, clothing allowance.
Housing allowance?
No housing allowance. Food allowance and rice. We have a specific allowance for rice. we really no. I swear to God. I swear to God. We have rice allowance here. Kind of funny, but in any case, okay. This is in some countries, in some places, you have add-ons, a specific amount that you get. As an allowance for different work-related expenses, supposedly. Although rice allowance, how that's related to work, you got me. But they have one here for sure.
So
okay.
they have food allowance and rice allowance, 2 allowances.
Well,
So
I know
the rice allowance is not included in the food allowance.
I think there's 2, and I may be wrong on that point. I know there's a rice allowance. I'm not sure about the food allowance, to tell you the truth. There's another. I'm missing something. I know there's travel, clothing, rice, and there's something else. And I thought it was food. I could be wrong. I don't know. Anyway.
Boredom allowance.
I don't know. Who knows? Okay. Well, we all seem to think that could be cost effective. All right. I will take this under advisement. Nader, what is your suggestion to eliminate stress and burnout in the company?
Actually, I read some articles on the newspapers. They say that if we have some light activities in the workplace, this may help elevate the stress. I suggest some activities like drawing or coloring. It's cheap. It doesn't cost a lot, and we may find our solution in this, because I find that most of our employees are on age now, and the balloon is about to explode if we don't act quickly. So I guess we have to do so. And by the way, I may leave soon.
Okay.
I cannot take it anymore.
You have a.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes, that's why I'm telling you to protect your other employees, not me, because I already left the board, I guess.
Okay. All right. Now he's blowing his own cover. All right. Okay. First of all, again, putting on my teacher hat. I need a couple hats: teacher, CEO, teacher. Putting on my teacher hat. You saw not on the papers, should be in the papers.
Yeah.
Okay. And I'm just curious, did I hear the adjective edgy? Did you say that?
I said people are on the edge.
Or on the edge. Okay. On the edge. Okay, well that's a good phrase. I asked because I don't think I've ever heard a student say edgy before. But it is a useful word. If you're edgy, you're kind of nervous and tense. It's the same, basically the same idea, but used as an adjective.
I hope the examiner will hear it as EG.
Edgy. Okay. Okay. Well, all right. Let's see. Jong, what do you think of the idea of providing minimal effort activities, artistic activities like drawing and painting and so forth? What do you think of that idea for relieving stress?
Oh, yeah, that is good idea. Actually, I was a kind of a military man in Korea, so we do something exercise together for relieving the stress. Yes, so kind of it's a good idea. Yeah.
Wait, what kind of? Actually, everyone is in the military in Korea, if I'm not mistaken. Pretty much. Well, males.
Actually, I was in the small ship. I was a Navy, so we have some kind of 50 persons. So we to soccer together. Because the captain ordered, yeah, let's do soccer together in this afternoon. So yeah, we do that. Yeah, and sometimes we make some program for sports, like yeah, a lot of the things. So yeah, we do some competition in making some teams here. Yeah.
Okay. Well, you're talking about physical exercise. Okay. All right. We'll get back to your suggestion in a second. Okay. Good suggestion, and actually I'm going to give that one to you anyway. You read my mind. But okay. But Nader's suggestion was more about doing low energy, low effort exercises together, like drawing pictures or painting or other therapeutic, there we go, therapeutic type activities, maybe, I don't know, artistic things. Maybe we could throw some pots, make some pottery, or some such things in order to relieve stress. What do you think of that, Jong?
Actually, I didn't have the experience of that, but I think it is good to relieve the stress for each person. Yeah, when they have some interested on it. Yeah. So you mean in working time we had some time for that, right?
I suppose that's the idea. It wouldn't be like an after work thing, but
after work, okay.
No, I'm not sure. Nader, are you proposing to have this like in the middle of the day around lunchtime, or are you saying as an
I guess we need some regular breaks midday.
a regular break?
Yeah.
Something like
Like
that.
every 3 hours we get like 15 minutes.
3 hours. Okay. All right. Okay. For therapeutic or cathartic artistic work. Cathartic. Okay. There's a good word for this particular conversation. Something's cathartic. It helps you loosen up and relieves your stress. Mulham, what do you think of Nader's suggestion?
It's a very great suggestion. It actually would like collocate or it will conjurate well with my suggestion, because we can actually we can make everyone like enjoy their waiting time while they are, or their free time when they are traveling abroad from one country to another, or from one city to another, or from one place to another. or even when they are in a car waiting till they reach the airport, they can enjoy this time in doing such a productive activity such as drawing and doodling.
Yeah. Doodling. Doodling.
Doodling, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Doodling. Okay.
it's a good suggestion.
Such a, what did you say? I missed the word you said. Such as something activity. You used an adjective. I didn't understand.
Which one? When?
I don't know. It was near the edge, at the very end. That's it, just it. I couldn't hear or understand.
Such as drawing? Such as
No, no,
drawing?
No, doing such a, and then you, diddle-diddle-dee activity. I didn't hear what you said. Therapeutic activity?
Productive.
Productive. Okay, that was it.
I don't know, maybe.
Just didn't hear it well. Okay. All right. All right. As your commanding officer, as your CEO, I have two questions. One.
I have.
First of all,
I have a question first about the first. Like, should I say it conjugate with my suggestion, or it?
Oh yeah.
Which one?
Okay. Not okay. Not really.
Like they work good together. I mean,
yeah, right.
Compliments me.
Yeah, thank you. I thought of the word when you said it the first time in your original discourse, and then I must say that, but I was exactly very good. It complements my idea. Would be would be the word. And notice compliment here is with an E in the middle. A compliment like, oh, your hair looks lovely today, has an I in the middle. Compliment, like go together, has an E. By the way, those are slightly different, even though the pronunciation is almost exactly the same.
Yeah, I've seen it before, but I just can't remember it. Yeah, I've seen it because I've seen like a video about it that even native speakers sometimes like might confuse them.
Yeah, well, absolutely. I have a lesson plan that is like a year long, so of pairs that get confused. It's actually very. Oh, anyway. Yeah, there's a lot of words that native speakers get confused with each other. An amazing amount, actually. It's a huge. I can't even do that lesson plan because it's huge. In any case, okay, as the CEO, I have a couple questions. One, what about fellows like myself who have almost zero, or almost negative artistic ability, who in fact find it actually more stressful to attempt to make drawings than it would be to just not bother? That's my first question. What about those who are not artistically inclined, such as our friendly folks in accounting? They rather play with numbers than with paint brushes. And secondly, again, and always, as always, cost effectiveness. Would we have to hire an instructor or some kind of person to guide people? And secondly, finance. Would artistic supplies be expensive? Actually, I've actually had a roommate who was an artist, and I will tell you, real art supplies cost a freaking fortune. He was always borrowing money from me. Oh, I need some WAV. Oh, right, and you need $40 to buy some purple paint? What are you, crazy? Anyway. Nader, did you catch my rebutting question?
No, I got a question. I heard the question that if you are not interested in drawing or if you find it difficult, what should you do?
The second was about finances. Do we need to hire somebody as like a teacher or some kind of facilitator for this? And secondly, art supplies. In my admittedly limited experience, art supplies costs a lot.
Yeah, but we're not going to take it very seriously, and we're not trying to turn these people into professional drawers or something. Or it's just for fun. So if you're not interested in drawing, or if you find it difficult, or it makes you, it gives you a lot of stress, you can find something else you are interested in. So it's all about trying to amuse people, not trying to make their life harder.
Okay.
So we are not trying to. We are not going to bring any professional trainer or tutor.
Okay.
If some people are interested in doing it the right way, they can watch some YouTube videos, which are available for free.
Right.
But
Okay.
we are not going to buy inexpensive supplies, or you can. It's all about
Right.
a paper and a pencil, or some cheap
Okay.
coloring tools.
I see. Okay. N nice defense, by the way. Shut me up. Okay. All right. Fair enough. Moham, what is your question? What waff? What is that? Sorry, don't understand. Moham?
Yeah, I don't know. You have said something like when you were talking about the material. You've said with your your roommate was borrowing some money from you to buy some wave or wool.
Mauve. It's a color. It's a kind of a purple color. Mauve. Don't ask me to try to explain the color
Okay.
mauve.
No, I know it.
You can look.
We say move. We say move in Arabic.
Mauve. Okay, move.
Yeah.
Mauve. All right. That's fine. Anyway, seriously, yeah, real art supplies for a real artist cost a fortune. They really do. I don't know. No wonder it's starving artists. No wonder real painters are so poor. I can understand why. In order to get anything done, they got to spend $500 just on the supplies.
Yeah, I read the fairy tale stories about those people who were using their blood instead of the color red.
Oh my God. Scary. Well, that's frightening. Okay, all right. Nader's made some convincing arguments to make this cost effective. That's for sure. All right. Interesting. Now, okay, Zhang. Now, you had mentioned earlier. I would like you to make your proposal. You had mentioned earlier. You're interested in perhaps physical exercise and/or organized competitions. I was wondering if you could flesh out your idea. What would we need? What else could we do? Remember, this is a business, so talk about the money and what exactly did you have in mind, John?
Okay. All right. Um, so I think for men, the physical activity is very effective to release the stress out. So, and also it is very the cheapest way to release the stress because we can do some exercise and with some balls or some nets. So that's all we need. So it is the cheap, and also if we make it together like with all our effort, it'll be much more yeah to get our heart together. So it'll be uh good for it. Yes.
Okay. What about the possibility of, see, now I've worked in companies where they actually put together teams, basketball and football teams, to actually start little leagues, a league with other companies, like in the industrial park, for example. Completely other businesses, but each business had their own, for example, football team, and on Saturdays there'd be a game at like 10 in the morning and one at 1 in the afternoon and one at 3 or 4 or whatever. What about the idea of actually composing a team? But of course that doesn't really talk about the workplace stress. Your idea, Zhang, okay, how would that work in terms of the actual everyday workday?
Maybe you can choose just one day, like Wednesday, for work together. Yeah, working out together. Yep.
Okay.
Like Wednesday afternoon, such as 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. Yeah, to do something together, like yes, some board games or some running competition or other thing. And after that, you can have the time to like free time to for it.
All right. Okay. Moam, what is your opinion of Zhang's suggestion? Oh, by the way, release the stress to help. Okay, Zhang, you said release the stress out. More common co-location is to relieve stress or help relieve stress. Is common. I like to exercise to relieve stress. Like that. Okay. Moam, what do you think of Zhang's suggestion? Maybe every Wednesday have a physical activity, exercise.
Well, actually, I am on the same page with him. He has a great idea. It was very brilliant. I was about to suggest the same idea right now. It would, because there's I've been lately reading about a lot of research have been published in the lately. A lot of research have been published about the effect of the beneficial effects of exercise on the physical and mental health of human beings. So according to that, it will be a great help in relieving stress and alleviating any burnout that our employees might have been experiencing lately. So it will be, it's a great suggestion. And by the way, I can also, if we are going to use a field, or if we are going to rent some fields, if we are going to rent fields in order to for our employees to practice their most their hobbies or their favorite sports, it would be a great idea. And we can also always depend on the same subcontractor for our fares, for our
Yeah.
yeah.
I see where you're going.
It all came down to this to the subcontractor.
Oh, you're good. Oh, you are good. Right, of course. Okay, I actually had the suggestion of creating teams which could play intramural games against other companies. So, okay, once again, well, I'm bringing it back to, well, then we're going to have to subcontract for our employees to watch the games. We need transportation for them to get to the field. Yeah, should have seen that coming. Okay, I also like your style there of supporting your opinion by using references. Okay, I read a recent I forget what your reference was, but some official sounding reference.
Yeah, studies
Uh,
about exercise
and a study released in the
and
scientific
researches. Yeah,
journal, or a study recently released by the USDA, okay, or citing some official source as a reference to support your opinion. That's good style there. That's good. And by the way, you know, any of you guys, if you're taking IELTS or TOEFL or anything like that, that's a great way to flesh out your opinion response. It's a great way to add detail and supporting ideas for your response. So yeah, love that technique. Great. Okay, Nader, what do you think of Zhang's idea about physical exercise time, maybe setting aside 1 day a week, an hour or two for mostly physical exercise? He mentioned, of course, some people could just play board games or what have you. I think that's a good idea, Zhang, because, you know, some people are going to be not physically capable of running around a soccer field, for example. Nader, anyway, what do you think?
Yeah, I like his idea. Nobody can deny that physical exercises or even some board games can help in eliminating stress in the workplace. So yeah, I totally agree with him. So if we can afford it, we can also hire an advisor who can.
Or Zhang can be the coach. Zhang should be the coach. Zhang should be the coach. It's his idea.
Yeah, sure, sure.
Sure.
Or if we have like an hour a week or something, we can discuss publications or some studies, as Mulham said. If everyone can read a few articles during the week, then we can discuss for an hour or two, and we can see if we have any interesting ideas we can apply to our case. It will be a good idea.
Yeah, that's the best idea anybody's had. Okay, yeah, let's do more research. And actually, thank you. That's a good segue for me to finish off the class. I wanted to ask you guys, talk to you guys. Okay, out of character, teacher hat back on. Good segue. I was wondering what companies have you guys heard about that are very, very good at keeping their employees loose and stress-free? What techniques have you heard about in real life? And what techniques or what companies have you heard that do things in regards to stress and burnout? Mohan.
Yeah, Valve. If you have ever heard of this company, it's Valve. It's called Valve. I'm not sure about the pronunciation. Let me check. It's like Valve. Yeah, Valve. It's a game production company mainly. It give their employees total freedom about what project they want to work on or they want to develop. So even if you are like involved in one, even if you are obliged to do arts for one game, you have an allowance, a time allowance, like 10 hours, I guess, by monthly, I don't know, or 20 hours monthly. You can do whatever side project you want to work on. So if you are like doing an art for a game, for let's say for a Counter-Strike game, you can on those 20 hours you can work on a side project with any other developer, with any other group that's developing any other game. So you have the freedom of choosing which project you want to work on, and even if you have chosen one, you still have the freedom of working on a side project besides the main project that you are working on. So it's it's great. And as far as they usually express, the environment inside their company is very friendly. They are very open to ideas. Yeah.
Okay, I like that. That's a great idea. What little problem with your present perfect? You said have choosed, should be have chosen, past participle, choose, chosen. But love that
Yeah.
idea. Actually, that's
Yeah.
that's such an awesome idea. I believe in that whole idea of empowerment, self-empowerment for the employees. I think that's a terrific idea. Thanks for sharing that one. Hello, Mustafa.
Hello,
Hi.
how are
I'm okay. Welcome to the class. Better late than never, but we've only got a couple minutes left in
you?
class.
Yes, I'm going to join with you the next class, inshallah.
Okay, terrific. In the meantime, would you mind muting your microphone? It's very loud in the background where you are.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Thanks a lot. Nader, what have you heard? What companies do handle the whole stress and burnout thing very well?
Google for sure. Google.
Google, yeah.
I have seen a documentary about the workplace of the company, and they allow workers to bring their toys, and they have couches for sleeping.
Yeah.
So you do
I like
whatever
that
you
one.
do. It's only a matter of achievement. If you don't feel like you are in a good mood today, if you are not in a good mood today, you don't need to work. So you only work when you feel like working. So it's only a matter of achievement. You have a project, you have a deadline, you need to finish before the deadline, and it's up to you to
Okay.
do it in 2 days or 5 days, as long as you finish before the deadline. So they have a very good workplace,
Yeah.
and it's a very lenient management. So
Right.
it's like a dream for every programmer to work there. And even the way they recruit people, they have like puzzles or quizzes on the streets. They don't mention that these were brought by Google. They say, if you know the answer, please call this number. Then they recruit programmers.
Ah, really? I didn't know that part. Okay. Yeah, I knew somebody would say
They
Google.
have like a big board. It's like advertisement, big one on the street, and they have like a mathematical puzzle, I guess, or something like this.
Oh, really?
And whoever who, yeah,
Interesting. Okay. Yeah, I know they have strange or odd job recruitment methodology. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, I love those sleeping pod things. Like, what a great idea. Okay, Joe.
I guess. Sorry.
It's okay. Go ahead, Nader.
So most of the stress problems because of not having enough sleep is number one
True.
reason, I guess.
Right, absolutely. I agree. Okay, John, what company do you know of, or what methods do you know about relieving stress at work or preventing burnout? John?
Oh yes. Actually, I was thinking of Google because the company use some kind of free commuting time. So also the employee can work at home a little bit. So yeah, that's really good for out of the burnout. Yeah.
Yeah, right. Yeah, and more companies are allowing their employees to work from home, at least part-time. I think that's a good thing. Okay. Gentlemen, our time is up for this class. Next class, we're going to discuss, we're going to look at many different difficult business decisions, not just one, but we're going to look at a host of different difficult business decisions and discuss and debate solutions. So hopefully I'll see you guys next class. But bye.